What's up, you guys? It's your girl Tough Cookie Tea, also known as Toby. I'm back again with another video. This time around, I'm going to do a wheelchair tag and show you all the different wheelchairs that I have. So I've done a few cutaway shots, a bit of B-roll for you to see all the different types of wheelchairs down in my balcony. And now I'm on the rooftop where it literally looks like I'm in Florida. Love that. I just want to give a big shout out to Wheels on Heels, who actually created this awesome tag. And if you guys don't know how tags go on YouTube, generally someone nominates you and then you do the video. So back in the day, there used to be beauty tags and family tags, and there's even like a Nigerian tag, which I might do later on down the line. But let's get into this one.
Tell me all about it. I'm the one that you prefer. Your actions tell me all about it. Nobody do it like me, cause you tell me all about it. Swear no one else excites me, I would tell you all. I like the simple things that your love will bring, but you constantly.
Okay, so the first question is, why do you use a wheelchair? The reason why I use a wheelchair is because I have something called Osteogenesis Imperfecta type 3. A mouthful, I know. My friend said it sounds like literally like a potion. It sounds like a potion. But no, so it is basically a disability whereby I break loads and loads of bones. I've broken 75 bones in my whole entire life. And so that basically means I'm unable to walk at all. Now, some people who do have OI are able to walk, but as I said, I've got type 3, which is really severe. So it means I'm unable to walk at all. I can't even stand without possibly breaking something. And I'm 3'4", so when I have these wheelchairs, it means that I have to have them often custom made because I'm wide, but I'm also very short, and I've got different length legs as well. So yeah, that's basically the reason why I'm in a wheelchair. The second question is, am I a part-time wheelchair user or a full-time wheelchair user? I basically answered that question. I'm a full-time wheelchair user, so I have a shower chair, 2 manual chairs and an electric, and the main reason is because they all serve different purposes. What is the make and model of my wheelchair? So the make and model of this particular wheelchair that I'm using right now, which is my electric wheelchair, is a Permobil, and it is what's it, Permobil C400 or 500. I'm not sure on that, but I will check and I'll put it up for you. I've had this chair since I started university, which was back in 2014. And then the next wheelchair I have is the name is something like Kaju or something, Kaju, or I can't pronounce it properly, but I think it's a Swedish wheelchair, and I don't know the make and model of that particular one. I'm really sorry about it. The next one is a colours wheelchair. Love a colours wheelchair to the day I die, because you can get custom content on it. You can like put whatever you want on it, and I've made mine matte purple, obviously, because purple's my favourite colour. I don't know the model of that chair either. I think it's a Blazer, actually. I think it's a Blazer. So I don't know the name of the actual wheels, but I'll check it out if I'm able to find it. And finally, I've got a shower chair. I don't know the make and model of that shower chair. I don't really think they have a model. I think it's just a shower chair, but again, I will check that out for you. I'm really sorry, I just use them. I don't always know the names of them. We're not experts completely. No. Do you just have one chair? And the answer to that is no, I don't. I have 4 wheelchairs, and they're all for different reasons. Either for shower, for dancing, for just every day, and it's a bit more safer, and then my electric wheelchair, which I use for shopping or long distance. And I also have something called a smart drive which goes on the back of my manual wheelchairs, and when I say manual, the ones you've got to use your hands to push, and I basically stick it on the back of the wheelchair, which I will show you in the next clip. And basically it helps me wheel without someone else pushing me. It's like a little robot, and it's connected to a watch. You double tap it and it drives you forwards. It's pretty awesome if you ask me. So is the wheelchair electric or a manual? I've got both, electric and manual. And what cushion do you use and why? So I use a J cushion. A J cushion is, so I've got a clip again to show you how squishy it is. It basically is sort of breathable, and you're able to kind of sweat and it not be, you know, a big problem. So that's the first thing. And those J cushions have a gel in them. So within the gel it kind of molds to your bottom. So that's the first thing. And then the other cushion I've got, I don't remember the name of it, however it's pretty standard. You get it from the NHS, and it doesn't really do much except for it's just a plastic cushion basically. It's quite sweaty and it's not fun. This one's got its own little cushion, and the shower chair doesn't have one. What is your dream wheelchair? Oh, my dream wheelchair. I think it would have to be those off-road wheelchairs. I freaking love them. I will show you what one looks like. They're amazing. You can literally go mountain bike climbing with your friends and stuff like that. Like Ade Adaputan, I think he's got one, and he's gone like mountain climbing on Mount Everest and stuff. I want to do that. Even though I've got brittle bones, I still want to do that. Never let your condition stop you from doing what you want to do, so long as you do it safely. So yeah, I want a chair like that. It's got like massive hench wheels, and you get it really muddy, and like it's just very, I'm a girl, but it's heart, I'm really a tomboy, and I just like speed, and yeah, just I like to like explore and do stuff. I like to look pretty too in front of a nice palm tree, but I also like mud. So what is your favourite or most useful skill you have learnt? I'm guessing in my wheelchair. What's my favourite skill? I like doing, I think they're called bunny hops in my manual chair. I love doing bunny hops. If we're talking about real life, the skill that I love is the fact that I can dance. I love the fact that I can dance because and in my wheelchair too, and teach dance. All of those like make me so happy. It makes me have a purpose, and I love those skills. I want to continue to work on them, but yeah, and travel the world and work with other choreographers to get better at it. What skill / trick do you wish you could do but you can't? I wish I could hold a wheelie. I don't have enough core strength. I kind of lost it when I had surgery, and so now if I want to go up or down a bump or a step, I can't do all the cool stuff you see other wheelchair users do and flip over it. I can't do that. I'm too scared. So I wish I could do that, and I don't know whether I'll work on it or not. We'll see. You'll get to see on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, it's Tough Cookie Tea, and yeah, make sure you go follow, because I'm nearly at 10k, so come and help your girl out. What is the best thing about being in a wheelchair, and what is the worst thing about being in a wheelchair? Okay, the best thing about being in a wheelchair is I guess the fact that you can teach. What I like about being in a wheelchair is that I'm able to teach people around me who aren't in wheelchairs that there's so much variety. So like doing this video gives me a lot of joy because it will show you guys that there's such an array. But yeah, like generally I think I hold a lot of pride being in my wheelchair, especially when I'm listening to some really good music and I'm looking on point and there's people that just stare and they're like, wow, this woman's really put in all the effort. I think I like that. I'm not gonna lie, I do like attention. I do. Again, the worst thing about it though is that sometimes I don't like the unwanted attention when people are drunk or something like that, and when they say like really stupid things. Or actually, no, scratch that. The worst thing is when someone comes up to me and they literally push my wheelchair. I'm like, what? And they haven't asked me if it's okay. And at times I've ended up like falling out of my wheelchair because I wasn't aware, and normally you have to be balanced on your chair if you're going down a curb or something like that. And so people have almost like, well, they have actually tipped me out of my wheelchair completely. So that's one thing I don't like, is having handles on my wheelchair, because it almost invites people to start pushing me, and I absolutely hate that. That's the worst. My dream wheelchair accessory, again, it would probably be this. It's like a motor, it's got a big motor in front of it. It's like a motorbike, and you can literally go off-road, and it's got a massive wheel on it. That's probably my favourite accessory. And what's the weirdest / stupidest question you have been asked being in a wheelchair? Or wait, what's the weirdest / stupidest question you have been asked being a wheelchair user? Oh, I think the worst, I'm going to be very candid with you, is, do you have sex in your wheelchair? No, I don't. I don't live in my wheelchair, my friend. I have a life. Funny enough, I sleep on the bed. I don't. It's not a house. It's a chair. So I don't. So that's probably like the question that is stupid, I would say. Or the best one is, oh, don't drink and drive in that chair. Don't drink and drive. Now, sometimes if you get me on a good day, I might find it funny. But on most days, don't do that. That's not funny. That's out of order. Don't do it. So, we've got one last question. And that is, what advice would you give someone choosing a new wheelchair? Okay, so the advice I would give you is choose a wheelchair that serves the purpose that you do in your life. So even if you're new to being in a wheelchair, say you've just had an accident and now you're in a chair. Let's say previously in your walking life or your non-disabled life, you was a motorbike like connoisseur and you loved motorbikes, or you know, before your accident you was a dancer. I would say to you, go for a chair that suits you best. There are chairs for absolutely everything, from tennis to basketball to wheelchair racing to just basically fashion, if you're, you know, a fashion kind of girl. There's such an array of wheelchairs that could suit your needs, and I would just say to you that ask people that are already in chairs. Obviously ask them in the, you know, a polite way and a nice way. Alternatively, you could also look on Instagram. There's loads of hashtags that you could search up and see if that helps. But yeah, I think that is the biggest advice I would give you. Like, there's so much outreach now for wheelchairs that you can choose, and I would say always, oh, one more thing, always go and check the wheelchair out first. Never ever buy a wheelchair from eBay unless you have sat in the wheelchair and you know roughly how it moves, because you may get it and it's too heavy, too light, it doesn't fit in your car, you can't lift it up, or it's just too much hassle and it's always breaking. So check the reviews. It's like everything, always check everything. So I'm going to end this off with saying thank you so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate your support. We are almost at 300 subscribers and I'm so grateful. I want to say to you also to think about how you can help someone else in a wheelchair. If you see them on the street, please don't do the things that I've said aren't that great and that nice. And I will put the prices of the wheelchairs on when I put them up, so that you have a rough idea, or I'll just explain that they were from the NHS. And if you do want to ask me questions about how to get a wheelchair, please put it in the comments down below, whether that's for your cousin, your auntie, your uncle, or for yourself, okay? The next person I'm gonna tag on this is...
Tell me all about it. Nobody do it like me, 'cause you tell me all about it.